have everything.
I think Attack All Around are probably going to at least see First Raiders a little bit faster this game than they had in game number 1. I'm glad that they're doing this again, by the way. I appreciate that maybe they think, oh, game number 1 did badly, we shouldn't do that again. I think they recognize that it was a little bit of bad luck fighting 2 teams at once. Let's just be a little bit more diligent with our scouting. We're okay. So I'm okay with this with Attack All Around so far. What I want to know is, what do they do the moment they see the first enemy? That to me is the key, and that to me is the difference that they're going to make here. I think they've seen Singularity as opposed to First Raiders, by the way. They've sort of veered off towards Forge now.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're going to be able to try and do on this run, but New Gank going to be pushing up towards Mount Villa, and this is going to be potentially mayhem. I mean, we've seen New Gank try to go for as many kills as they can, but I don't think they've really had too much success. But on the flip side, S&G versus AAA. Singularity were the downfall of AAA before. Attack All Around, having to try and, you know, get a little bit of revenge here, Jari. I think you're potentially rooting for them a little bit in this sort of 4v4 situation. And you know what? I think I'd be interested to see the same sort of result, seeing that AAA going to be able to make it through this one.
It's interesting because the reason this fight could happen in the first place is because the First Raiders dropped back down south. They dropped back towards Lumber Mill. They actually crossed the river. So when AAA got to campsite, they didn't see First Raiders. They instead saw that there might be someone up towards Forge, and they veered off to fight Singularity instead. If it wasn't for that, these guys would be fighting First Raiders right now. So fundamentally different fight to start the game off here. Very interesting.
You know what? I like different. It's going to be good, and the first kill is going to be coming out from HQ on towards New Gank, and New Gank may be biting off too much that they can't chew. Can't even get my words out there, but it's going to be AAA over towards Singularity, as we're talking about, and it is going to be both sides losing potential players here, with Adorov trying to do his best to stay alive. Mascarin trying to push around. It's going to be the double Vector taking out 2 members, and New Gank going out in ninth, rather. And that is just terrible news. I don't think they can now make it through, but we'll have to see AAA in the meantime doing a lot of counters. But Bruno trying to make his way through the open is going to get caught out by the shotgun. He's going to get punished here. Glue wall goes down, and we might just be seeing AAA go out in 8th if they're not careful.
Caramel is quite far from the rest of their team, unfortunately, and Singularity appear to be holding all the cards here. They have lost a member, but there is only 1 member of Attack All Around still standing, I think. I could be wrong there, but no, it is.
You're
it
correct.
Is only Caramel now. Yeah, they were just bleeding out. So, again, really unfortunate for Attack All Around. And this time around, we don't have the excuse of game number 1, where they were properly in the open. There was no cover. They hit 2 teams at once. This was a straight up one-on-one fight at Forge, and Singularity held their own.
Yeah, I mean, Singularity, once again, just proven that you can't mess with them. And I did mention at the start of this broadcast is that they've got 2 of the members of, I can't say the name, but it's one of the ex-best teams in the world, and who are now called Silence, who are going to be playing, who are already through to the finals. And so I think they're a scary beast that maybe we have, like, you know, not called out well enough for doing really well in the tournaments. We'll have to wait and see what they're going to be able to do over the next couple of games. But so far, so good from them. AAA, very lackluster. Coming into this 3rd game, losing 3 members without being able to take down much of another team. I think they managed to get the flush on one of the members of Singularity there. Meanwhile, let's have a look at the other teams here. So, Loud, they're nowhere to be seen right now. They're going to be in the north western side of the map, just, you know, trolling around, not looking for too much. And then we have got Veterar going down towards the sort of southwestern side of Brasilia, not really looking to afford too much contention. HQ, they finished up and taking out New Gank not too long ago, who went out in 9th place, and we have to talk about that in a bit more in a moment. But First Raiders, they might be looking to contend against HQ. We'll have to look in a moment.
It's an interesting rotation from First Raiders. They started in campsite. They went all the way down to Lumber Mill, successfully avoiding Attack All Around. And then they've moved up towards Fire Brigade now. I can't see them going much further out of Circle. I feel like it's HQ that has to come into First Raiders rather than the other way around. But HQ were also the team in the very first game who deliberately pushed out of Circle towards New Gank. So who am I to talk here? Maybe they're going to get a piece of their own medicine here, and the First Raiders are going to push out.
Yeah, I mean, just look at this, exactly what we're talking about. And I think you're right. I think HQ are going to have to push into First Raiders, and First Raiders, they know what's going on. They know that HQ are down here, I think, and they're going to be going for the kills and counter these guys and stop them from being able to push out. Loud, meanwhile, they're playing very slowly. They've just got the AWM, I think, the care package that came down. Vaysarah might be able to block out First Raiders as well. Let's hop back into the game here and see how they're going to be able to do this. And First Raiders in cars making their way across the bridge.
Oh, okay. I wasn't expecting this. I thought the First Raiders knew that HQ were there and wanted to gatekeep them. They've now made a lot of noise moving towards Vaysarah.
And they've just got blown out of their car. First Raiders going to be caught out in the blue. I don't know if they're quite expecting this, but they have got back up by the other teammates as well. So Vaysarah are not in the perfect position to be able to do much here. To be honest, they failed to get their initial shots out. So they may well just want to back off, but the shot's going in. Vaysarah want to punish this team for having the audacity to drive some cars across the bridge at this point. And First Raiders are going to be low on HP, but Vaysarah are taking far too long on this front. They've taken 1 knock out of 4 so far.
I think if I'm HQ, I'm breathing a sigh of relief right now, going, thank goodness I don't have to deal with something that awkward. First Raiders here slowly retreating up the hill, and Vaysarah now in hot pursuit. They're going to be a little bit annoyed that they didn't at least get a knock out of that. First Raiders are going to be happy with how they handled it, but they should know that the follow-up fight is coming. They will have to pick where they want to make their stand, because Vaysarah are just non-stop relentless pursuit.
So much just full-on aggression from these guys, just going full out on this front. And I don't know how well First Raider is going to be able to do in this one, but Joker could be the key on this. He's playing quite far out and doing a really good job of being able to just hold off Vaysarah at a distance. But how long for? Because they're going to be out of glue walls very soon. I have to try and see what these guys are going to be able to do. Dark Owl in a good position as well. If a third party comes in here, this could be the wipe of both the teams if they're not careful, pushing towards this sort of mini campsite area. They are going to take a couple of shots, and they're just trying to find at least 1 kill, get that advantage. But at the moment, they find themselves potentially getting wrapped in by the likes of First Raiders, and that is not what you want to happen.
Yeah, it's interesting. First Raiders chose not to stop at the mini campsite, which actually gives them a little bit more cover. They instead went beyond, and Vaysarah are the ones in the mini campsite. Is that, would you say either team has the better position here?
It's really difficult. I'd probably say Vaysarah right now, but at the same time, never mind. First Raiders going to be charging in, potentially wiping out the European team, and now there's going to be 1 person left standing, I think, on Vaysarah's side, and he's not going to be standing for very long, and he is going out, and that is Vaysarah out in 8th as they completely failed. They tripped over, they snubbed their toe, and they completely failed to be able to get the First Raiders out, and that is, you know what? That is purely on Vaysarah not playing well enough.
I thought Vaysarah had... I'm a little bit surprised the First Raiders went beyond the campsite and just had trees and stuff for cover, because I would have thought they'd be able to preserve more utility. You know, stuff like their glue walls, if they were also using the campsite as cover. So I was a little bit skeptical, but then the way they eliminated Vaysarah, I feel like there's nothing more I can say there, because the proof is in the pudding, and all 4 of First Raiders survived that encounter.
I don't even know how they managed to do it, but you know what? They did it with a lot more skill than what Vaysarah had, and I'm a little bit salty here because Vaysarah had no reason to lose that. None at all. They... yeah. Anyway, I'm going to move on from them because I'm fuming. I don't think that's a good enough performance for them, so we'll have to say... we'll see what's going to go on further on in this part, but that's Vaysarah and New Gank right out really too early on. And just keep in mind, Vaysarah only have 21 points even right now in this game, so they're going to get overtaken by HQ, God's Plan, probably SNG, and that's going to be AAA going out by none other than Loud.
Oh, man. AAA not having a great day so far. New Gank in 9th place, as you can see on your screen, with 8 points. Attack All Around with 13. And they are sadly 8th and 9th total. Not having a good day at the office so far. But the good news is the end of this game means it's only halfway. So if the teams in front can get 35, 40 points, then the teams in 8th or 9th can get 35, 40 points in the second half as well. It's just going to take a hell of a turnaround.
Massive turnaround for them on this front. This position from God's Plan, I think is going to be really interesting towards the end of this one, because either it's going to be very good for them or that it's going to end up in their downfall, because right now they've got Loud behind them and they've also got SNG, and there's not too much cover for them to play behind. As soon as that wall is broken, they've got no protection from DEA, or very little rather, when Loud push up behind them, because it's only a matter of time. Loud are going to come down very hard and look to take down these teams, or if they're fortunate, go up and push over towards Singularity, and that's what we could potentially be seeing here between these teams. Meanwhile, DEA looking very healthy here.
Next circle is almost a complete donut, by the way, very much zoning into the center. So God's Plan, basically smack bang in the middle of everything, as you can see there in the picture-in-picture. Loud have got the northern side completely to their own, and it doesn't look like Singularity are going to be contesting them either, because they're rotating off to the east. It's the south side that's going to be interesting. HQ now pushing into DEA. HQ with all 4 members alive. Here come the guns. Here come the grenades. Let's see what they can do.
Firing straight onto here. The sniper's going to be coming in close. There's going to be one person left to try and stand for the side of DEA, and he's going to be going full on aggressive against HQ, but he's going to be in a very bad situation here. He's trying to get away, trying to stay alive, but it's not going to work, and he's going to get taken down by the beep grenade launcher. And inside joke there, but yeah, and it's now going to be First Raiders. They're straight in. They don't care. They're like, we know you've just been fighting. We're not going to give you a chance to recover, and they're going to be able to get a knock, but it's going to be on either side. Funky M going to be going down the side of HQ, but oh, actually, yeah, they've managed to recover and pull up Dark Wolf straight away. So First Raid is going to be in the full advantage in regards to the manpower here. But Neo has got the grenade launcher, and he's going to make full use out of it. Taking down 2 players, knocks out 1. Triple kill.
Time to rush in. Absolutely delightful stuff there. Triple kill. What can they do, though? I think it's still somehow 3 left standing for HQ, and no, 2 left standing for HQ, and I think 2 for First Raiders. So this is a surprisingly close fight here. Neo trying to get away, and if they're able to disengage here, we're going to get to see what the aftermath looks like. Will the First Raiders be able to pick their teammates up? I think they will, but they've permanently lost Souza. So 3 of them will live to fight another day. 6 kills on the board so far as well, Tom, but that grenade launcher triple kill didn't lead to 3 points, sadly.
I think that was completely worth it. And unfortunately for Neo, he's going to have to charge up behind the likes of First Raiders. And I don't know how good First Raiders are going to be able to do in this scenario. Neo has got the grenade launcher. I don't know if he has any grenades left in it. We have to see if he's got any of those 32mm grenades left to be able to launch at these guys. And Loud, they're going to be above God's Plan right now, and I think they're going to be able to take some decent shots at these guys. They have a grenade launcher, they have the snipers, they really have everything in their benefit, but say that arm is really going to hit them hard, as one of them is going to get dropped down, and now First Raid is going to be staying on the edge of the containers here with very little to play with. Neo still currently the kill leader, but not for long. They know where he is, and they're just waiting. They're like, come on, see what you got.
Not sure there's much else Neo can do here, really, except continuously heal. A little bit of a problem here in the First Raiders. I mean, there's no way out of this. We know that.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty much dead. And so in this situation, normally you might see some players try to be a bit smart about it and just go and, you know, die to the storm. Don't give a team any points. That's exactly what he does. That is a very smart play. I will give him massive props to that. Some people might call it toxic. I think it's smart. And it's all about winning. And so SNG are still going to be in this God's Plan as well, but they're going to get attacked by none other than First Raiders who are coming in.
$2 million. If you can deny a point, you deny a point.
Exactly. Why did you try and give a point to another team who you're facing up against? It makes absolutely no sense.
And First Raiders have gone, oh, okay, they don't want to fight. We'll fight these guys instead. They'll fight.
Yeah, they're pushing straight up onto God's Plan, who unfortunately is going to be stuck in the middle of multiple teams, and Kill Leader is going to be instead another player from First Raiders, unsurprisingly, who have just been absolutely amazing so far, slapping Vaysara to the side and just pushing in, looking to get some more kills. And unfortunately, Loud are just going to be able to take a fight on God's Plan as well if they want, but they have got Singularity taking them on, so we'll have to see what's going to happen between these two teams. And oh wow, Darko is going to be able to take out 2 players of Singularity, and suddenly it looks like Singularity is going to get knocked out of the tournament very soon. They're hidden by Car, but not for too long.
Not much Singularity can do except sit and wait, unfortunately. The good news is that Loud also have to move to get into zone, so the possibility that they fight someone else before eliminating Singularity, that's what they have to be playing on right now. There's not much else you can do. The good news is you're into the top 4. So we've got some decent points on the board now, a little bit longer, and you might be able to make it into the top 3 as well. That's just what they're playing for.
Yeah, that top 3 position is really what you want. So I think SNG are going to go down before that even happens, but Loud are going to be pushing up against God's Plan, and this is potentially so dangerous. There you go. It's going to be Singularity going out. They did get a knock, but that's all she wrote. It's going to get knocked out, and now God's Plan looking to go down as well and out for the count. I think they've got one person left standing, hidden away, and now it's going to be Loud versus First Raiders very soon. Omar is just hiding in a little crevice there, and he's going to jump out, get knocked down by Will, and now it's going to be a 4 versus 3 situation. First Raid is going to be looking to do initial damage, just chucking out the grenades, and this grenade should do a lot of damage. Knocks down one, and the sniper's coming in, and this is going to be an absolute slaughterfest. Loud stood no chance as we see another booyah coming in, and this time for First Raiders.
Oh, they are very, very happy with that. Absolutely delightful booyah for the first